Hello everybody and welcome back to a very exciting day for Microsoft Flight Simulator as BeyondATC Early Access has launched. That's right, you guys can get your copy of BeyondATC now. So in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through how to set some of the things up, some of the features that you can change and adjust, take a look at some of the pricing options and what might be best for you guys, and just a few ins and outs of BeyondATC, as well as how to set it up from start to finish, creating your flight plan, and then importing that into BeyondATC. So stick around, guys. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides from Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below.
Overkill simulations, watch us as we fly. Overkill simulations, a thrill will never die.
All right, my friends. So as I stated, this is a very, very exciting day. May the 4th be with you. BeyondATC is now available. Guys, this is super, super exciting. I'm very, very happy for the BeyondATC team. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you guys. I know it's been a very long road and it has finally landed. So let's talk about a few things. First off, before anyone gets confused on how this all works, the first thing that you're going to want to do is download it. Once you download it, then from the application itself is where you will want to take a look at pricing and purchasing options. Also, there's a bunch of different videos here if you guys want to see all the things that are in action. We're also going to talk about a lot of the things that are available and some of the things that are not as of yet, so you have a clear expectation. I did another video on that, and as well as Cap did day before yesterday and yesterday for me, that breaks down everything that is currently available, but we're going to talk about some of those highlights today. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to launch the application, sort of walk you guys through some of the basic steps and how you guys acquire the information that you need to set it all up in case you haven't done it before. All right, so as of this moment in early access, the only thing that is available as far as flight options is IFR. VFR is going to be coming to the application, but again, remember, this is early access. A real quick definition to set the expectation. Early access does not indicate a beta, okay, but you may still run into some bugs, but most of those bugs should likely exist within third-party airports or airports in general that might be having incorrect data. Please keep in mind that BeyondATC captures all of its taxi, runway, airport information from the scenery itself. So if you download a third-party scenery and that scenery does not have accurate information built with inside of its construction, then BeyondATC won't know that it is there either. So keep that in mind, or there may be conflicts. You may see something different out of the window than what's actually in the sim, or vice versa. Okay, but that means that for the most part, 95% of your experience should be pretty flawless, but you could still encounter some performance bugs. Keep in mind those will be addressed. The nice thing about BeyondATC is as new patches come out, it does automatically download them for you at launch. So good stuff there, less maintenance for you. Now, where does your road begin? Your road will begin with SimBrief. Now, if you're going to be using SimBrief and you want the most accurate IFR information, I do recommend a subscription to Navigraph. Navigraph, I believe, I think it's still $10 a month US, but honestly, I don't really pay attention anymore. I've been using it for years and years. But the advantage of having a subscription to Navigraph is it will give you the most up-to-date air rack information, or air rack cycles, that will allow you to fly real-world flights as they are flown today. Those cycles are updated every 28 days. That doesn't necessarily mean that every air rack that you ever fly will change, or route, excuse me, not air rack, but that is one of the advantages to having a Navigraph subscription. And since Navigraph now owns SimBrief here, it definitely helps the partnership, if you will. But you can use SimBrief without a subscription to Navigraph. But you want to create a SimBrief account, okay? It is free to register. Again, you only pay for the updated air rack if you choose. Okay, I do highly recommend it though. So what you want to do is after you have created an account and you've registered and you've logged yourself in, go to dispatch. Then you're going to go to the dispatch system. You can hit flight plan. Honestly, if you just click here, it'll automatically take you to the new flight page. We're going to walk through a very, very easy setup here. So for example, here I am currently at San Diego. You want to pick an airline, okay? An airline or a call sign. BeyondATC, this is the section right here. These two fields here is where BeyondATC is going to get your call sign from. Okay, now it can be anything you want. You could just set this to an N so it does November, and you could set your registration number over here. You could do, I have tried Overkill before, but honestly, it just reads off Oscar Victor Echo Romeo Kilo, although I haven't tried it in a minute, so maybe that's something that we could work on later on. But for the most part, you want to pick something that's pretty legit. Any of the major airlines that exist out there, for example, if you just put SWA, it will read as Southwest Airlines or Southwest. Then you're going to put in a flight number. You can put in whatever flight number you want, and BeyondATC is going to pull that. Then we're going to pick our departure. Let's set a destination. Sure, we'll go to Phoenix. And then obviously you want to select your aircraft. Tell it what aircraft that you're flying. So in our case, we currently have the 737-700 loaded. So let's see here, BeyondATC, you can tell what I'm thinking about. Boeing 737-700, there it is. And we want to make sure in our case we pick the, there it is, PMDG profiles. That's what we're using. And then over here, I'm not going to go through a full sim brief tutorial, but this is the basics of what we want. Okay, so then we're going to come up and generate flight. Once that flight is generated, you now have the information that BeyondATC needs. Okay, as of this point, you are able to do so. But let's go to BeyondATC for a second so we can talk about something you're going to need. Now, what I would do is go to account settings here. And if you go to account settings, what you're looking for is this right here, the pilot ID. You will need that when you are first setting up BeyondATC. Okay, when you first load into BeyondATC and you want to configure it, let me go ahead and bring up a display capture here so you guys can see everything that I'm doing. It should be, oh wait, let me bring this down. There we go, that works. Here's BeyondATC. This is where you would put your pilot ID. Without this, it will not be able to import the flight plan, okay? And it has to be this pilot ID. I don't think your login ID or username, in my case, Overkill Productions, I don't think that would work. So I wanted to show you guys how to capture your pilot ID. So then we load it in.
BeyondATC connected.
And you can see it's loading in the two airports information. Then it will load in the flight plan, and if there are any errors or problems with the flight plan, BeyondATC will let you know. You also have the option to have an always on top, so that way you can, what this, for those of you who don't understand what that means, is if I check this, no matter what screen I click, notice that I'm clicking on the browser, BeyondATC remains as the top screen. Personally, I don't like those, they drive me nuts. Notice also our version number is down here in the bottom left in case that's ever asked from a support standpoint. You can see the EA indicating early access. Okay, so now this is the first time that you guys are actually really seeing this in the tutorial sense. So you guys can see, remember what I was talking about, it will automatically grab your call sign so it knows that we are Southwest 4310. Auto tune radio. Outside of the initial contact, so the only thing that I need to do inside the aircraft here, okay, now let's simulate that everything was turned on. I know it's not. Wow, that looks really weird like that, doesn't it? Let's just do something like this. You guys can see OBS off there in the corner there. If simulating that everything was powered on, so I tuned my first radio frequency, okay, I would come down here, tune in clearance in our case usually, or ATIS. Usually clearance. Let's call it clearance for the best part here. After I make my initial contact, for every contact after that, remember when clearance is done, they're going to tell you to contact ground when you're ready. At the point that you make the final transmission, so I repeat, all right, contact ground 123.9er, Southwest 4310, thank you, have a good day. BeyondATC will acknowledge that transmission and then automatically change the frequency over to ground, so that way it's already ready. This is really handy when it's, obviously we fly solo for the most part, unless you're doing like a shared cockpit kind of scenario. But this is really handy because it prevents you from having to, especially if you're using mouse and keyboard, prevents you from having to move your mouse, change all that, especially like think about it on takeoff and departure. Shortly after takeoff, you're transferred over to departure. So that's a really handy scenario. Auto respond is exactly what it sounds like. And we're going to talk about some of the options you have with auto respond. And that is, so you're given a command by, ATC. Once the command is complete, an audio voice or AI voice, if you will respond to the command instead of you having to verbally do it. Okay, so it really depends on how far you want to go into that. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the settings within BeyondATC that you guys want to be aware of in case there are things that drive you nuts or you like or dislike. So let's go in there. So going into the settings, you guys can see here, you have a low performance mode, lowers the computation rate of the application. Turn this on if you are suffering from reduced frame rates in the sim. This may affect the quality of traffic movement. We're not quite there yet. I can't see where that would be an issue as of now, as traffic is, as you can see, in op at the moment. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, you have a couple different things. Hide your SimBrief ID. You guys can see that I just showed you mine. The only thing that will happen if you guys use mine is whatever flight plan I have loaded in SimBrief, that's what you're going to get. So I'm really not too concerned about that. There's no security risk there, for me. So if you want to fly my previous flight plan, knock yourself out. And then radio degradation simulation. This one's pretty cool, and you guys can see what it does. Simulates a loss of radio quality over large distances. So the further away you get, the more static, the more broken it will sound, the more realistic, essentially, a situation. Your key bindings, you have your push-to-talks, and you have two different options. You can bind two different buttons as a push-to-talk button. And that's, for those of you who may not catch that, that's you push a button and you talk, just like a mic does. There's your toggle always on top. You guys can actually bind that to a key if you want. We already talked about that. And your fire action 1, what that means is whatever action is in here. The top action, you push it and it will automatically trigger it. Okay? So, you have your voice volume, UI sounds. You guys, if you watch any of our videos, and pretty much anyone who's got a video out on it, I think we're all pretty much using it. It's that when you hear ATC either acknowledge or respond, or when you push the mic switch, you'll hear a sound. If you don't want those sounds and you want it completely as realistic as possible, you can simply turn those off, and here you go. So please note that the UI sound serves an important role beyond ATC, since we use a cloud-based services to process data, and normal interruptions in your network, such as lag spikes, temporary internet outages, can cause the service to silently fail. This means you can find yourself in a situation where you think BeyondATC has received your last message, but due to a lag, etc., blah, 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 BeyondATC is actually waiting for you. So the UI beeps acknowledge that a successful data handshake has occurred. Okay, so there is some advantage to this, and that's why I leave mine on as well. The chime isn't just about, hey, yeah, BeyondATC worked. It literally is telling you, yes, the cloud service received your transmission. You've done everything you need to do. Now you're just waiting on the service to return. Obviously, here's where you can set up your input device. You can see mine's currently set to the Yeti mic. And then here is the auto response that we were talking about. So again, this auto respond button here, if you want, you guys can have a couple of different people respond for you. Now, this requires the premium package here, which the base package, you guys, at $29.99 comes with 50,000 characters. But if you use the premium voices as your auto respond, it will start using this up. Okay, and remember, each character is considered. All right, but for fun and games, you have Jeff Faviano now, my buddy. And then we have Civ Ryan, Squirrel. He's got both these guys have great YouTube channels. These two here are actually a part of OCRP, Orange County Roleplay, for GTA 5. Very, very awesome community. Very good guys, very good people. You have Squirrel, EasyJet. Here's the man. This is the only one that I think any of you guys really need to worry about is this guy right here. I've heard he's got a pretty good YouTube channel. You know, some of you seem to like it. And then again, we have the FSFO voice as well. So these are all premium voices. These are all AI generated. So obviously I didn't sit here for hours and hours recording a bunch of different responses. So you guys will get to hear AI overkill. You guys can run a microphone speech recognition test. This is not required. It is merely just making sure that everything is working. It's not like Windows speech recognition. You don't have to train it or anything like that. I talk to BeyondATC the same way I'm talking to you guys right now. And then obviously you can reset everything. AI traffic, I said we were going to talk about that for a minute. So this is one of the things that is, you guys have seen some demos of it in the past, but BeyondATC team decided to sort of shift gears. They put the AI traffic on the back burner temporarily so that way they could get you this early access version of BeyondATC and get you guys up and flying with it. So they heard the community, they listened, and they shifted gears and got BeyondATC, the air traffic control functionality, up and operational so you guys can use it. Up here, controller voice model. This is where you would change between basic, off, and premium. I don't know why you would use off unless you wanted it completely silent. Now, the really cool thing about this is you can do that. Like if you're playing late at night or something like that, you don't want to wake anybody up. Every ATC transmission, as well as your transmission, will pop up in this window indicating or giving you a reference point of what was previously stated. So if you are in a situation where you just want text and you want to just be able to read what it says, that's fine. All that information will be here on every single transmission that BeyondATC makes. So you'll be able to see everything, you know, right in front of you. So that is really handy. But remember, premium, I have found before this was reset for me, and when we were still in the beta testing, I was able to do, now I don't have any kind of, well, I mean, it doesn't matter right now anyway. I was going to talk about the AI traffic. All of my AI traffic is currently disabled. So I was able to do, I think it was almost 10 full flights in either the 737 or like the A320 without any issue, and before I started getting low on the characters. And I don't think that I ever actually ran out. It really is a lot, guys. You can get quite a bit out of this, and we'll talk about why I'm mentioning that here when we get into the pricing of some of this stuff. Traffic voice model, this is when it's time, when traffic is available, you can set, just like with them, you can set what quality of voice AI traffic will be using. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you guys haven't heard it yet, and tomorrow we're going to go live. We're going to do a live stream with BeyondATC, so be on the lookout for that, guys. It'll probably be on Twitch. My Twitch channel is linked down in the description below. If you guys are not members of that, join us. There's very likely that I may be able to give away a couple of keys for BeyondATC, so you're definitely going to want to be a part of that. But anyway, I was going to say is the basic voice is really, really good. Yes, the premium voices are better, but I can tell you right now that if basic was the only option, I would be perfectly content. And I have flown many, many flights on basic, and because I didn't want to burn the premium up unless I was actually recording with you guys. So pretty much every single flight that I've taken that was not recorded, I used basic and loved it. It's perfect. But so keep in mind, this is just for AI traffic. This is going to be for your experience and your interaction with ATC. When traffic does come along, you guys want to really pay attention to this and be careful, because you don't want AI traffic burning up your premium if that's not what you're wanting, right? Okay. So that's pretty much it for the settings menu. There isn't really a whole lot to it, and that's probably another one of my favorite parts of this software and why I've been such an advocate of it, is just that it's fantastically designed. It's very user-friendly and very easy to maneuver. So we've come out of there. I'm actually going to close it and relaunch it because I need to get to the store, and I don't think... Oh, and here, this is the other thing I want to show you. Gosh, I'm glad I clicked on that first. You can also see all of the frequencies and auto-tune. There you go.
Temperature 16, 2.11. Altimeter 290.
So it also gives you all of the frequencies at the current location that you're at by simply clicking here, and you can automatically tune. So if you don't have those frequencies available, you don't want to write them down, you don't want to go through Navigraph or whatever it may be, whatever charge program you got, you can just simply click here, and whatever location you're currently at, boom, you're ready to go. And even when you're in the air, I believe it will give you the closest frequencies that are available to it. They've really thought of just about everything, guys. Okay, so now I'm going to close it and relaunch it so we can get to the main menu. And actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it up so you guys can see how fast it opens and closes. So you can see it checked for the updates, log it in, boom, there we are. Okay, so a couple of other things. So first, let's start with the store, get into the pricing here. So now that we're into the pricing, I love the way they've drawn everything out. This is all so easily done, guys. You guys can see, you can top up your premium characters, and there's a big pack. I'm not sure what's dragging it back. I wonder if I have one of my controllers that's scrolling it back. You have this one here, includes everything with the standard BATC package, access to our development branch where we work on and test the latest features, such as traffic, a special Discord role, and access to our VIP chat lounge and donut minigame. Show your support to the developers. This is fantastic. And then you have, this is the base package. This is what you guys are seeing right now. Again, you saw the 50,000 premium voice characters. And then up here is just all about, there's 250,000, and here is 750,000 premium voice characters for $30. That's really not bad. And then here, if you guys want further information, it breaks everything down on the new pricing model. We've talked about this in previous videos. And again, the nice thing about this page is if you'd like, you can hear all of us guys who are currently part of the premium voices. And again, you have to be using premium if you want to hear any of us here. And if you want examples, they have the ability to do that here on the website as well. So again, very, very well thought out. Everything's black and white. Very easy to ascertain what is happening and what you need. Once you're ready to purchase, you go for your purchase site. It's going to bring you here. Boom. Let me get my filter off there. You select what you wanted. So in this case, the last thing that I highlighted was that premium package. You put in your information. It will give you a key. And then from there, you can see it's waiting for purchase to complete. So as long as this is open and the browser is open, once your purchase is complete, it will automatically update. So it's very, very simple stuff, guys. Very good stuff. Again, they've thought about just about everything and made the experience as easy as they can. Let's see here. You have in your account information, you can either log out, you have all of their information. If you have a key that you need to redeem, let's say you join us on the live stream and you get a free copy, you can download the software before you purchase anything, guys. You're able to download it. You can't use it. It won't do anything, but you can download it. And so then you get if you get a free key, you simply plug that key in here, hit redeem product, give it a second, and it will do everything you need for you. This stuff is more for those who get access to unreleased versions. So I'm not going to really talk about that too much here, but you guys can see essentially what would happen. If they released a version that had a password restriction on it, you would type in the password here and hit unlock version, and the software would update. So anyways, guys, that is the basics of using BeyondATC. I hope this gives you guys an idea on how to get started with it, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. I know we've been talking about it a lot on this channel. I am, once again, very, very grateful to Cap. You specifically, sir. Thank you very much for making me and my channel a part of this. I'm super excited for you guys. I'm glad this day has finally reached your laps, and I hope it goes very, very smooth for all of you, as well as all of you end users and viewers who decide to purchase this and give it a go. I think you guys will be very, very happy with it. And the things that they have planned, let's check that out real quick for just a minute. You guys can see here what's coming. So you got traffic injection. I don't know why my mouse is doing this. There's something else hitting it, but you guys can take a look here. Okay. And you can see there's a VFR 1.0 back over there. So they got a lot of things still coming, guys. Looks like traffic injection is next on the line. So just stay tuned, and things will be following through. And I like the way that they did the roadmap, as you get to see what's complete, what's not, what stage they're in. So as always, folks, I hope you guys found this video useful. Stay safe and healthy, and I shall see you in the next one. and enjoy Beyond ATC.